Unbelievably, this is not satire. Bloomberg posted an article recently saying that a weapons group points to Ukraine in a bid to shape the ESG rulebook. If that doesn't make sense right off the bat, take a look at this tweet that they posted. With a Russian invasion right on its doorstep, Europe now finds itself discussing whether weapons should be listed as ESG assets to grant them more favorable access to financing. Again, this is not satire. This is serious. And it's actually sad. So in this video, we're going to talk about what this means and how it really exposes what the true agenda is behind a lot of these political movements. It's just power and it's just money. That's it. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, first thing to understand here, we're on CFAinstitute.com. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance. Basically what this is non-financial factors that are making up the decisions on whether or not to invest in a company. So after you look at all the financial considerations, you also look at other considerations like green, environmental friendliness, the new Green Deal type of thing. This is, the movement recently over the last, I don't know, probably 5 years, I would say, in order to make sure that there's money going into companies that are doing good things for the world and not just greedy capitalists seeking a profit. And now Europe is discussing whether weapons should be listed as ESG assets in order to grant them more favorable access to financing. This is not a joke. They're actually considering whether weapons should be listed as ESG assets in the same category as solar panels and wind turbines. And if that's not if that doesn't expose the agenda enough, scroll down here. We're going to look at how recently they got backlash for including gas and nuclear in its green taxonomy. So in an effort to provide clean energy to the world, in an effort to provide energy that produces zero pollution, that has, by exponentially so, fewer deaths in all of the energy production compared to any energy production. Nuclear has less deaths than solar, has caused less deaths than wind, has caused less deaths than obviously anything that produces any sort of local pollution, because all of the deaths that are attributed, or sicknesses even, that are attributed to breathing in the pollution, like fire is the worst, right? That's the worst form of energy, because all throughout history, people were breathing in the smoke and they were dying at a young age from that. And fossil fuels was a big move, a big leap forward from biofuels to fossil fuels. And that's why people are burning down the Amazon rainforest right now, because they can't get fossil fuels. If they had oil and gas, enough of it, and if they had the grid from fossil fuels, guess what? They wouldn't be cutting down and burning down the Amazon rainforest right now. So it's absolutely ridiculous that something that produces no pollution, produces no carbon, has a zero carbon footprint, the energy density of nuclear, you need 1 square mile to produce the same amount of energy that you need literally hundreds of square miles for solar or wind to produce the same amount of energy. It's stable. It goes all day long, all night long. You don't have peaks and valleys in the energy output. It's just absolutely ridiculous. They're facing criticism for trying to include nuclear in its green taxonomy. And at the same time, they are having a debate on whether or not to include weapons as ESG assets. This 100% exposes it's not about the environment. It's not about saving the turtles. It's not about protecting the polar bears. It's not about producing a world that is cleaner, more healthy, and more conducive to long-term growth. It is 100% about power, because there is nothing more destructive to the environment than weapons. That is literally the definition and the purpose of a weapon. It is to destroy something that has been created, whether that is a human life, whether that is a building, whether that is a portion of an energy grid. Weapons are they're inherently destructive. And even if there's no human life or let's say even any animal life destroyed as a result of using weapons in war, guess what? You still have to rebuild all those buildings. How much carbon are you pumping into the atmosphere by rebuilding all those buildings? How much money are you wasting? All that money that could be reinvested. It's very clear all around the world. You look back over even just the last 100 years, when countries and people get richer, they get cleaner in terms of energy. That's just what happens. If we want to fix the environment, we need to make people richer. There's nothing that destroys wealth and destroys capital and destroys resources more purposefully and efficiently than war. And introducing this to include weapons in to get them classified so that they can have easier access to financing exposes it's all about power. It is all about money. It is all about control. And it's just really sad. So that's it. I don't really have much more than that. Just actually pretty disappointed to see this because, look, I like the environment. I think we have one world. And until Elon Musk proves that we can go live on Mars, this is the one we have. And we have to take care of it, right? We have to make do with what we have. We have to do the best with what we have. We have to make sure that it lasts. I've got children. I want to make sure that they have a world to live in and that their children have a beautiful, healthy, clean world to live in. I think that's very important. I think there's a lot of discussion about the best ways to do that. And definitely, it does not include weapons and defense stocks. Absolutely not. So that's all I have for you. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.